What's going on, guys? Here's another video. This is my Fuzz Club Records collection. Fuzz Club Records is from the UK. They put out lots of like psych rock, garage rock, like kind of punky noise rock type stuff. It's a fucking fantastic label. It's one of my favorites. A lot of the bands they put out are just like phenomenal. There's like a couple that I'm like not too much into. Like most of the Australian bands they put out, I'm not big into. Like I don't really like the King Gizzard kind of stuff. But they have a lot of really good bands signed to them, and they just signed New Candies too, which is awesome. But yeah, so I have like a lot of albums here, so I'm gonna go through these kind of quickly. So the first one we have here is Night Beats with Rahan, whatever the hell. This came out in like, what was it? I think it was last year, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a great album. I love this album. Comes in a cool green color. Excellent stuff. Night Beats like pretty much never disappoint, except for that one album that they released. I think it was Man is Myth. That one's not that good, but this one's great. All the rest of them are great. Excellent stuff. After that, we have this band Say Still. I think this is just a regular black vinyl. This is their second album, I know that. I think that's the only two things they really have out. I think they have a live album, but I think that's about it. Just two full lengths and a live album. But yeah, the first one's like pretty good. It's not the best, but this one is when they definitely dialed in on their sound. A lot of really catchy, memorable tracks in here. Las Puertas de la Noche, Solsticio. Pretty much every song in here is really good. I remember listing this on my like top psych rock albums of all time. I don't know if I would really agree with that now. Just maybe it's just because like they're not super established and they're kind of a young band, but this is like a phenomenal like 9 out of 10 album. Yeah, great stuff. What do we have here? Yeah, this is a lot of albums, so it might take a little while. This was from, I want to say 2020. This is Pretty Lightning. They have one other album, or I think they have two other albums. One came out, I think, last year, and I wasn't crazy about it. This comes in a white eggshell color or whatever. I wasn't crazy about their last album because it was like instrumental and kind of on the boring side. First album was pretty good, I remember. It's okay. This one is definitely their best. I was really impressed by this. I like the swampy kind of vibes they kind of try to recreate on here. Swamp Ritual, Jangle Bowls, Greyhound, Voodoo, Boo, Boogie at the Shrine. There's a lot of really good songs in here. Excellent stuff. It's in the vein of, I don't even know, I guess kind of like Wooden Ships a little bit. A little krautrocky here and there. It's very, very good band. Two-piece from Germany, I believe. After that, this is one of my favorite albums like ever, period. Dead Skeletons. This is the second repressing. What a fucking album this is, man. I mean, beautiful inlay. And I know I talked about this on my top 20 psych rock albums, but yeah, I mean, just look at this. It's like everything is just so well done. And as far as the music goes, I mean, if you haven't heard Dead Skeletons, definitely check out Dead Skeletons. Amazing, amazing project from the guy behind. It's essentially like one guy's vision, and he like kind of hired a bunch of musicians. One of which is the guy from Singapore Sling, as well as a bunch of other guys. Yeah, just like absolutely phenomenal, just a journey of an album. It's dark, but it's also like playful, I guess I would say. It's hard to describe, but like every song here is just amazing. This is like one of my favorite albums like ever. I love like the logo thing he created. I love the vibe of it, everything that like every aspect of every song for the most part. There's not really one bad thing I could say about it. I definitely jumped on the opportunity because I didn't think they would ever repressed this, but they actually just did recently. I think they repressed it on like a clear vinyl. So yeah, it's an amazing album. And then I got this specifically for the track, I think Long Wave, or maybe it was Transmission Overture, I don't remember. This is the live Lumerians album. Very good stuff. Lumerians is very solid. They're nothing like incredible or anything, but they're a very, very solid band. I especially like their third album, I believe it was, which I have on CD. I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, these guys are great. It's more psych rock. Again, kind of like Moon Duo, Wooden Ships a little bit. I'm sure there's other influences that I just can't think of right now. But yeah, excellent band. So I'll just get to this right here. This is I think this is their third album. I got this recently because Fuzz Club just opened they just opened a store in the US, I guess. They were running a sale and they had like CDs for like $3.50, and they also had like a 20% off code, so I just like jumped on that. But yeah, this is called The Void. This is the last album they made before they broke up. Or I don't know if they're on like hiatus. I think they broke up. But yeah, this is a really good album. Silver Trash, Space Curse, fictional, great stuff. Very catchy. Again, nothing like incredible, but definitely worth having in your collection. Very good stuff. So I'll go to this one here. This is a 10-inch. This is by The Oscillation and 10,000 Russos. For those of you who've watched my stuff, you know I'm a massive 10,000 Russos fan. This is a cool blue 10-inch. It's good. It's not incredible, but it's good. The Oscillation, it's another band I really like. They have like an insane amount of output, so it's hard to keep track of them. But the albums I know are very good. What is it? Future Echo and Veils is great. The one they released this year was actually really good. I think that came out on Fuzz Club. Just it's been hard keeping up with like album collecting just because funds and everything. But yeah, that's definitely very good album. I don't know if that came out on Fuzz Club or not, but yeah, the Oscillation's great. And the 10,000 Russos side is pretty good. It's not their best, but it's solid. But yeah, really cool 10-inch. After that, we have Al Lover with Cosmic Joke. I got this at Levitation Fest in Austin, Texas, after I saw him open for Moon Duo. Really cool artwork. And I love this set. I thought it was fantastic. Now, maybe it's just because like I'm not used to seeing like DJ type people like he is. He's like a trip hop DJ kind of person. And I've never really seen anything like that, but to me, I thought that was a fantastic performance. And yeah, I just got his LP vinyl because I was like, that was awesome. And yeah, this album's amazing. Now he's another guy with like an output that's just like insane. It's impossible to keep up with, but this album is really, really good. I like it front to back. I also have a tape that for some reason I haven't listened to. It's one of them. They gave me it for free when I got the vinyl. I'm sure it's great. I just haven't, for whatever reason, I haven't listened to it. So then, okay, after that we have, I think this was last year, I'm pretty sure. It's hard to keep up with stuff. This is, what the fuck is this? God Intentions by Helicon. Yeah, I think this was from last year. Really cool artwork and everything. I think this comes on like a gold vinyl, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Pretty cool. Very good album. Not my favorite by them, but it's one of those albums where like the high points are really, really high and the low points are there's some songs that kind of drag on, or it's like too melodramatic. But I really respect them as a band because I could tell they're just kind of trying different things out. And they have so many like musicians in the band, like might as well see like what people offer to the table and everything. So there's a lot of stuff on here I really like Chateau H, Flume, Heliconia, Tay the Moon is great. But then there's some like Last Tango in Glasgow. It's like a little too melodramatic for my taste. But yeah, it's a good album. Very good. Not my favorite by the band, but good album. After that, we have Vacant Lots with Interzone. I got this when it came out because I was like a massive Vacant Lots fan for like a minute there. This is a good album. It's not my favorite by them. Cool White Mile. There's a couple clunkers. Like Payoff and Station. It's also, after they released this album, they started kind of releasing very short albums, which I'm not a huge fan of. But the last one that came out was good, but there were like 2 clunkers, and I was like, it's only like 28 minutes long, and it's like, is that really... I don't know, like, I like it, but I'm not crazy about it. I really like their early stuff, like the first album, I think it's called Departure. A couple of their EPs are really good. Yeah, this one's good. It's not my favorite, but it's a pretty decent album. They play, I saw them live in Levitation as well. They play very minimalistic. It kind of actually reminds me of Singapore Sling a little bit, but with a different, I guess, kind of more city vibe to it. It's interesting stuff. So the next one I have here, this is Night Beats, Outlaw R&B. This might be my favorite by the band. I love the artwork. And I think this comes in a cool color vinyl as well. Yeah, just excellent, excellent spaghetti western mixed with psychedelia. Psychedelic rock, all that good stuff. His voice is amazing. The songs are catchy as shit. Hell in Texas, New Day, excellent, excellent album. So after that, we have, this is another random, this band actually just released an album like a week ago, Las Cobras, with their second album, Selva. The first album's good, it's not amazing. This album is amazing, I feel like. I think this was like second or third of my year-end list. I really like this album a lot. Specifically tracks like Ida, Evil in Your Eyes, Lo Hacemos Mal. There's just so many good tracks on here. Very infectious, very, very tripped out. Again, like elements of like Moon Duo, Wooden Ships, those kind of bands, but more in their own style. Excellent album. Hey, after that, we have 10,000 Russos with, what is this one called? Oh yeah, Compromat. I love this album. I had to get this on Discogs because Fuzz Club was out of it at the time, but this is an excellent album specifically for the 2 tracks, Runnin', Escapin', and Quite a Charade. Just an excellent, excellent, excellent fucking songs, man. I mean, like, krautrock done to, like, the best possible, like, 10 out of 10 krautrock. Like, like, with the earlier stuff with krautrock, like New, like NEU, and like all that kind of stuff, I'm like, eh. But this like new wave of krautrock that's been coming out in the last, like, I guess like a couple of years, really, from Mexico and like even like parts of the States, just amazing, amazing shit with amazing psychedelic leads over it, guitar effects, everything, hypnotic droning, exactly how I want my music. Excellent album. So this one was the last album from this band. This is a band called Mountain. I think they're from the States. I could be wrong. Maybe not. Interesting album. It's very mellow, psych rock. Kind of reminds me of the last offering from Hikgaku Moyu, Masana Temples. Very mellow, very easy to like digest, and very good like background music. But it's also very memorable, because a lot of those bands that play in that style, it's good, but it's not something I feel like I would really kind of need to own. This album actually is probably their best. I think they have 2 others. They're pretty good, but this one's definitely the best. So after that, we have Cult of Dom Keller, which this band is fucking awesome artwork. I love the artwork. Look at that. How cool that is. This band's a weird one. They play like very high quality shit. Awesome. They play like very experimental psychedelic rock, I guess. This one is especially dark because it has the whole like UFO atmosphere to it. I really like it. Some of their stuff I'm not crazy about. I like the one album with like Worlds and Nowhere to Land on it, the blue one. I can't remember what it's called, but this one's really good. Some of the songs are just kind of instrumental, like atmospheric. Others have like vocals. I thought it was a very well done album. It's very experimental, but very memorable. So then after that, we have Black Doldrums with their latest full length. They have a new one coming actually in like a week or two. And I have in here the Rarities album as well that they released on their Bandcamp with all the pictures and everything. Very good album. Yeah, this is good. It's a little too short, but there's a lot of really good songs in here. Dreamcatcher, Now You Know This, Into Blue, Sidewinder. Cool vinyl, too. Yeah, excellent stuff. I fucking love Black Doldrums. Their first two EPs are like some of the best music I've heard in years, and that's saying a lot because I listen to a lot of music. And this album's very good. It's not quite to the level of the first two EPs, but just an excellent band. I always make sure to support them whatever they do, because this is exactly what I look for in music. How would I describe their style? It's psych rock. It's sometimes in the vein of like Brian Jonestown and stuff like that, but it has like this post-rock feel to it. It's just excellent, excellent stuff. So after that, we have probably my favorite album from Helicon. This is their second album. This Can Only Lead to Chaos. Great stuff. I think this made like number 2 on my year-end list. Just super, super solid psych rock. I don't know what else to say. Great vocals, great riffs. Just everything is on point on here. Production's perfect. Songwriting's perfect. On the surface, I guess you could kind of see them as sort of a run-of-the-mill new psych rock band, but I don't know. I really like it. I really enjoy it. I think all the songs on here are memorable, especially the Pure Filth, Blasco, Uni Accent, Sound of Confession, What You Love Will Kill You. Excellent song. I love this album. These guys are awesome. I like pretty much everything they've done, which includes this album. I had to get this off Discogs as well, I think, because their Fuzz Club was sold out at the time. This album is so good. There's so many great songs on here. This one comes in a cool red color. Yeah, Teenage Murder. What else is on here? Seraph. Excellent song. That was a song they wrote early on. Devil on Your Tongue. French as Fuck. Excellent, excellent album. Right on par with the one I just showed you. This Can Only Lead to Chaos. Just a phenomenal band, writing phenomenal music. Just straight up psych rock. Excellent stuff from Scotland. And my last Fuzz Club vinyl is one that I was actually gifted like a year or two ago. This is Nightbeat's live album. Good set list. Sunday Morning, No Cops, Mama, Keep Your Big Mouth Shut, which is like a Bo Diddley cover. Yeah, good stuff. You know, I'm not like the biggest fan of live albums, but for what it is, I'll turn it on every once in a while. It's very solid, like pretty much most of their stuff, except for that one album I mentioned before, Myth of a Man. Not a very good album, but the rest of their stuff is excellent. Just like this, too, for a live album. And so now we're going to my CDs, which most of which I've just got recently because the aforementioned Fuzz Club sale they were having on the US store. I jumped on that. So first up, we have Singapore Sling with the Tower of Fornanicity. I've really been loving Singapore Sling recently. I've been getting into their discography as well as this other band, The Cult of One. Just, I don't know. I love that fuck you original rock and roll attitude with the minimalism and the drum machine and the layers and his vocals with the reverby, echoey thing. It's just so badass to me. I absolutely love this album. Every song on here, All Your Sins, Tired, Who Put the Ebb in the Ebb, Nothing's Real, Kill Baby Kill. I love this project, and that's why I also got this one too, Psych Fuck. I don't know when exactly these were released, because on his Bandcamp they all say like the same year. This guy just doesn't give a fuck, if you can't tell by like the cover of this album. He just puts out music and he's just like, here, like, fucking enjoy it or don't. And I love that. Again, very fuck you vibe. I love like Dive In, the third song, The Underground, Dying Alive, Shithole Town. Excellent, excellent album. And this one is probably my favorite by him. As far as the ones I own, I don't really know what my favorite is because, like I said, I've really been getting into his discography, and I've listened to like 9 albums, something 8 or 9 albums, and there's only one I don't like, and that's the Taste the Blood of Singapore Sling. I don't really like that one, but the others are just excellent. Excellent fuck you, original like rock and roll attitude, memorable riffs, and this album is a perfect example of that. This is Killer Classics, again with the fuck you attitude, which is just awesome. Suicide Twist, all the way in. Highway Reject, I've listened to that song like probably 20 times in the last like couple days. I love that song. Love the like melancholy atmosphere of it. Lynch Billy, it's a hit. Nothing Matters But Rock and Roll. Underground Man. I fucking love this album. And I didn't realize it because I kind of just picked this up and I was like, it's $3.50. It's like a cheap buy. Why not like try it out? And I was like, I've been jamming this in my car for the past couple of days, and I'm just sitting there like, God damn, this is a good album. Like, how did I forget about these guys? Because I remember when I was first getting into Fuzz Club, I remember hearing this album actually, and I was kind of like, It's almost like too minimalistic for me, but fuck that, man. I love this band. I love all the stuff he's done. He's worked with Dead Skeletons, and he has that new band too called The Cult of One, which I ordered the vinyl of, and that's coming in with the new Black Doldrums in like a week or two. So I'm really, really excited for that. And so we just have a couple more here. This is the first Black 10,000 Russo's album. It's just self-titled. I got this when I first heard it because I was just blown away. Carl Burns, Us Versus Us, Baden. I mean, this whole album is just absolutely phenomenal. Again, hypnotic krautrock with excellent guitar leads and vocals. I feel like with maybe not a lot, but with a good majority of like krautrock nowadays, it's like instrumental, and I'm like, that's fine, but ideally I'd like some vocals. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's just me though. And so then we have this one. This one came out this year. This is the latest Third Sound album. This is easily their best album. I love this album. Every song on here. Again, See You on the Other Side, Shooting Star, Wasteland, Departure. This is the guitarist from Brian Jonestown Massacre's band, and they have like probably like 5 or 6 other albums besides this, something like that. They have a fairly extensive discography, and they're all pretty good, but even like the one before this, like I liked it, but there were like 1, 2, 3 clunkers on it. This one has practically none. I think this is an excellent album. This is, spoiler alert, probably going to make my year-end list. So, again, excellent psych rock. And the last two here, we have Distress by 10,000 Russos, their second album. Just as good as the first, if not better. Took me a little while to get into this, but, I mean, Germinal, Totalitarian, Europa Kaput, Radio 1, Distress, just all killer, no filler. Again, excellent krautrock. And it sucks because these guys like broke up. It's like, come on, man. Like, they're like one of my favorite bands. And then, so the last one here, this is another new one I got. The first Throwdown Bones album. Very, very good stuff. Instrumental, psych rock, with some different elements thrown in. Like, there's some like kind of trip hoppy stuff. Cool synths and stuff and things like that. Yeah, it's a very solid album. I like that they have 3 albums. This is their first. The other 2 are good. Definitely like worth a listen at the very least, but I think this is probably my favorite. The last one that came out was pretty good as well. So yeah, excellent stuff. I mean, yeah, Fuzz Club, to be honest with you, is probably my favorite record label, and there's like a lot more on there I would probably get. Just haven't had the time to, or the funds or whatever. But yeah, just a solid as fuck psych rock label. Yeah, they turned me on to so many bands. And like, actually, you know, I found out about them like right at the beginning of the pandemic. So like early 2020. And it just opened this door for me for like new bands. And then like kind of inspired me to, well, write music, as well as like kind of explore different styles of music as well. So, you know, props to them. Excellent label. If you haven't checked out the bands on Fuzz Club, definitely do so. There's a lot of fucking gems to take away from there. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.